Okay. It feels good. It feels right.
Feels great. I feel good about
Feels
it.
right.
This is the Witches, Magic, Murder, and Mystery Podcast.
I'm Kara.
I'm Megan, and this is how we're going to talk for the whole time.
The whole entire time.
It's not really.
It's not. It's not at all.
No. But fun for a minute.
I know. There's this girl, and I think I've sent you her like Facebook reels before. She just has the sweetest voice.
Aww.
And she does like radio, and she'll sit there and she'll read poems that she writes. And I'm just like, I could listen to you all day. Like, her voice is so soothing.
Nice.
It's good that you all just appreciate us for who we are, because we're not giving
so
that.
much.
We're not giving that to you.
Okay. Are you ready for my story?
I'm so ready.
Okay. This is just a mystery-ish mystery.
It's
a mystery-ish mystery.
Mystery.
Okay. On June 30th, 1999,
Oh.
a woman driving by a cornfield near Highway 367 in St. Charles, Missouri.
Listen, those cornfields, we know all about them. They're a lot.
One of the worst men I have ever known in my life lives near St. Charles, Missouri.
Oh,
That's
fun.
all I'll say about that.
That's lovely.
I just hope he hears that and knows. Okay. When she saw the partially decomposed body of a black man laying face down on the ground,
Oh.
she calls the police, and they eventually use his fingerprints to identify this man as 41-year-old Ricky McCormick.
Okay.
He had been missing for like 5 days before his body was found.
Oh, wow.
But he hadn't been reported missing. It wasn't like that. It's just that when they found him, it was like, oh, yeah, nobody's seen him for 5 days. You know?
Wow.
But it wasn't like, oh,
Yeah.
there's a big manhunt out for him. Or anything.
Right. Huh.
I mean, if it weren't for Marco Polo,
Mm-hmm.
nobody would see me for days either.
Yes. Yep.
I like my house and the indoors.
Maybe a few people sometimes.
Anyway, aside from the fact that he was lying dead in a cornfield, there wasn't like any evidence of a crime.
Oh.
Like, medical examiners weren't able to determine his cause of death.
They were just like, maybe he was walking and
And there was nothing around him that indicated there'd been a crime.
Okay.
So he had suffered from chronic heart and lung problems.
Oh,
so it's
gosh.
possible that those could have been a factor.
Yeah.
That's actually the last place he had been seen. He was at the hospital for a checkup on June 25th, where he had been given medication from the doctor for his heart and lung problems.
Oh, no.
Ricky did have a criminal record, but nothing that police were like, this is
Right.
involved, right?
Yeah.
And there wasn't any evidence that anyone had a motive to kill Ricky or anything like that. Still, detectives suspected that foul play might have been involved. For one, we don't know how Ricky got to that cornfield. It was like 15 to 20 miles from where he lived and worked.
Okay.
And it wasn't an area that was served by public transportation.
Oh.
And Ricky didn't own a car.
Oh.
So he got out there somehow.
Right.
And this is one of those things that could be something or could be nothing.
Yeah.
Also, it should be noted, he was in a pretty advanced state of decomposition. It's June in Missouri.
Oh, yeah.
3 days, 3 to 5 days.
Right.
Laying outside.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah. It's pretty hot.
Yeah.
So,
and he's laying on like the ground. So the ground is like,
yeah.
aiding in that.
They said that it was some question about a possible head injury, but he was because of the decomposition.
Right, yeah.
It was just hard to be sure.
Yeah.
And then the area where his body was found might have been a dumping ground for bodies.
Oh, my God.
But they say that, and then there's only one other example. And I'm like,
Okay.
I don't know if that counts.
Yeah.
But 4 years earlier.
But does it take one body or two bodies to become
That's
a
what I
dumping
mean.
ground for
When is it a
bodies?
dumping ground?
Like what number? Do you all
4
say
years
this?
earlier, in 1995, a sex worker was found shot dead in an abandoned home
God.
along the same stretch of road.
Mhm.
So again, that
Yeah.
could be something or it could be nothing.
Right.
Captain David, oh my God.
That please.
That's his last name.
Yeah.
David, oh my God.
Please.
Tiefenbraun.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Tiefenbraun.
Tiefenbraun. That's
Good same height. He was the Bureau Commander of Criminal Investigations for the St. Charles County Police Department. Said,
good for you, David.
It's you sounded like, even in the last episode we recorded, you said David so many times I just kept hearing Alexis in my head.
You, David.
No, David.
You.
He said, it's kind of a puzzling case. If I was to rely on my police instincts, there's probably some foul play. But We just haven't been able to prove it.
Okay.
So, a man with chronic health problems found dead with no evidence of a crime taking place probably wouldn't be much of a story, even without a certain cause of death. Like, his health problems are pretty solid circumstantial evidence.
Right.
But obviously, there's more to this, if I'm telling you. Here on the
created
podcast.
An episode out of it.
This is called Witches, Magic, Murder, and Mystery.
Mystery.
So I don't
There's
tell
a
you
mystery
boring
to the
stories that have all the answers. Okay. In case you're new here.
In case you don't know who we are.
Inside Ricky's shirt pocket, Kara, sheriffs found 2 handwritten notes written in some sort of secret code.
Stop.
Rather than just toss them aside, the notes were handed over to the FBI for further investigation.
Good for them.
I put that in here. I'm like, I guess that's just an example of good, thorough police work.
Right.
Instead of just being like, this is garbage and throwing it away.
Right. Or stuffing it in a bag with his belongings, hoping they'll be reclaimed when they find family.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead, they were like, maybe this is something we should look into further.
Okay. Good for them.
We don't see any evidence of a crime here, but there's these weird notes in his pocket.
Yeah.
It's just interesting to me.
Something weird's going on here. Okay.
Anyway, let's put those notes aside for a bit and talk about Ricky.
Okay.
He was a high school dropout and had held multiple addresses in the St. Louis area, sometimes living with his elderly mother, like between addresses.
But he always stayed in this town. Okay.
He'd never been married, but he had at least 4 children.
Okay.
As I said earlier, he did have a criminal record. He had served 13 months of a 3-year sentence for statutory rape. And when he died, he had been, well, there's some question about whether he was employed at the time that he died. Okay. When I read about this, it sounds like he had a job, but maybe he had just recently lost it.
Okay.
And he was receiving disability welfare payments.
Okay.
Now, when I wrote that summary, I felt bad because I was like, there's not much positive things here.
Right. Yeah.
And he had a family, and presumably he had people that loved him. A lot of the articles that you'll find about this case are just about the notes, so you don't get to know Ricky very well.
Who he is,
And, I don't like that. So one of the things I wanted to know more about was that statutory rape charge. I was like, maybe I can get some context for that.
Right.
That will make it seem better.
Yeah.
Like, was he a 19-year-old dating a 16-year-old?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
He was a 34. At the time that he was 34, he had 2 children with a girl who was younger than 14. So there's nothing good there.
Okay.
When that went to trial, his lawyer had argued that Ricky was suffering from, quote, some mental disease or defect. And he was ultimately found fit to stand trial. So they didn't apparently think much of that.
Right.
But there's also the thing of like, you've got a 34-year-old man who had 2 children with a girl under 14.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to let him out of that, you know?
Right.
I think even if there was some sort of mental problem, it'd be like, no, someone has to be punished.
We have to take care of this. Yeah.
So was that mental disease or defect, was that a real thing, or is it like a legal strategy?
Right.
Well, when you learn more about his history, it does sound like there was something going on. It seems like
a disconnect.
Like he had struggled with mental health issues from a young age.
Okay.
Newspaper reports said that as a child, Ricky stood alone at recess, acted strangely, and told odd stories.
Okay.
And his mother said that she came to believe that her son was, and this is not a word I ever use, but this is the word that she used, so I'm going to use it, retarded.
Oh.
So his aunt said that a psychiatrist had examined Ricky at some point, and that psychiatrist said Ricky has like a brick wall in his mind, and he refuses to break down that wall.
Oh.
So it sounds like there's something, right?
Yeah.
He was just never officially diagnosed with anything.
Okay.
When he dropped out of high school, Ricky could barely read or write.
Oh, wow.
His cousin said that Ricky talked like he was in another world, and the cousin wondered if maybe he might have been schizophrenic.
So it's kind of like the teachers just like continued to pass him just to get him out of the system.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Because you got to think, in 1999, he was 41.
Yeah.
So at the time that he was going through, there was not much of a special education program. He was able to get jobs. And I'm sure that was difficult given his mental state and lack of high school diploma.
And not being able to read and stuff.
But he did work, usually on the night shift, and he got by on small paychecks plus his disability payments for his chronic heart and lung problems.
Okay.
Then in 1992, he had that statutory rape charge. When he got out of prison, he got another job working nights at a gas station in downtown St. Louis.
Okay.
And that's the one that I'm like, it sounds like he has that right up until he died, but maybe
not.
Maybe right towards the end, you know?
Okay.
So now, there's a little something about this new job that could be a risk factor as far as his death. It was managed by these two brothers who both had a reputation for violence.
Oh.
And while working for them, Ricky made a handful of trips to Florida, and Ricky's girlfriend, which this is the only mention of Ricky having a girlfriend,
right,
thought maybe he was smuggling marijuana for the brothers. So if there's like a drug tie-in with some possibly violent dudes, you know. And she also said that Ricky seemed scared.
Oh.
So police did investigate this. There had also been a local drug dealer named Gregory Lamar Knox. And there had been talk that Gregory had murdered a black man who worked at the Amoco gas station where Ricky had worked. It was just like rumors around town, people talking. Maybe Gregory even took credit for it to like, you know, look scary or whatever. Yeah. So they performed surveillance on both the brothers.
Oh, okay.
And on that drug
dealer. They were really serious about this.
But they never found anything to link any of them to Ricky's death.
Huh.
I know. So Ricky had taken his last trip to Florida one last time in mid-June of 1999. So it was right before he was found dead. And he had been acting erratically since he got back from that last trip.
Oh.
Between June 22nd and 25th, he went to 2 different emergency rooms complaining of chest pains and shortness of breath. Like he had chronic health and lung problems, though.
Right. True.
Heart and lung problems. Yeah.
Health and, you know. So.
You know. He was admitted once and turned away once.
Okay.
But one of these is when that doctor prescribed some medicine for him.
Okay.
You know? So at the time of his death, Ricky was poor, complaining of increasing heart and lung problems, and possibly suffering from mental health issues.
Yeah.
Now, back to the notes.
Okay, yes.
The 2 notes found in Ricky's shirt pocket had more than 30 lines of coded material using a variety of letters, numbers, dashes, and parentheses.
That's a lot of writing.
Police believe the notes had been written just in the few days before Ricky was found.
Okay.
They didn't initially tell his family about the notes, which is so weird to me.
Right.
The police told the family about all the other things that they found on his body, but not the notes. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
His family apparently didn't find out about the notes until 12 years later. And when they learned it from a local news broadcast.
What?
And I'm just like, why wouldn't those be the first people you show the notes to? I was going to say,
like, what if his whole life that's how he's written, so someone in the family could decipher it?
So if Ricky made a habit of writing in code, his family might know all about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some conflicting reports about this thing.
Okay.
Initially, investigators said that family members told them that Ricky had written in code since he was a child.
Oh.
Years later, though, his family came forward to dispute this claim. Like when they learned about it 12 years later, they were like, we didn't say that. We never said he could write in code. We said sometimes he jotted down nonsense that he called writing.
Oh.
So did they say that? And police were like, that was a code. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe both things are true.
Yeah.
I still don't know why, though. If they said that, you wouldn't say, do these make any sense to you?
Does this look familiar? Do you have any of his old writings?
Right.
Can we compare?
So Ricky's cousin said that Ricky couldn't spell anything. He could just scribble.
Oh.
His family questioned.
So he didn't even know like what letters. Oh, wow. Okay.
They questioned whether he even had the mental capacity to write the notes that had been found in his pocket. His mom said the only thing he could write was his name. He didn't write no code. That's what she said. He didn't write no code.
He ain't write no code.
But the FBI seems to think otherwise. They say that the characters are not random. For instance, there are a lot of E's, which could be used as a spacer.
Okay.
There are many patterns, many characteristics that suggest...
What?
There are many patterns, many characteristics that suggest this code can be solved. So while his family is like, no way, the FBI says these notes are written in intricate, unbreakable code that has stumped elite and amateur codebreakers for years.
So it's just gibberish.
But it can't be just gibberish.
Right, yeah, it means something.
Because these are like the world's experts. And if they say it's a code, it's a code.
It's a code, right.
The writing on the notes consists of a jumble of letters and numbers, occasionally set off with parentheses, And the FBI thinks it's possible that what's written on them could lead to whoever is responsible for Ricky's death.
Oh, my gosh.
But the FBI's Cryptanalysis and Racketeering Records Unit,
Oh, that's an interesting unit.
CRRU, and the American Cryptogram Association have both failed to decipher the code. And Ricky McCormick's encrypted notes are currently listed as one of CRRU's top unsolved cases.
Oh, my gosh.
Dan Olson, who's the chief of the CRRU unit, said, breaking the code could reveal the victim's whereabouts before his death and could lead to the solution of a homicide. He also said, we look at a lot of things that are gibberish, arbitrary strikes on a keyboard. This is not that case.
Ooh.
And another thing he said is the problem is we don't know why it's not solvable, which is interesting.
Oh, that's wild. Ooh.
It seems like since Ricky couldn't read or write, he just kind of devised his own system.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's
It's
how
not
he
like-
lived. Yeah.
It's not like he'd been trained in codes or he'd studied languages or anything. He just needed a way to jot things down for himself like anyone
And that's
would.
how he would remember what it
This
meant.
is what he came up with. So according to the FBI, there are 4 steps to cracking a code. Number 1, determine the language.
Right.
The FBI typically starts with English.
Yeah.
Number 2, figure out the system. Like, does this code use rearranged words? Do they replace words? Letter substitution, etc.
Right.
They believe that Ricky's uses letter substitution.
Okay.
3, deciphering the key, like shifting each letter to the right in the alphabet would be the key, right? Not for this one, but just like that's an example. And then finally, use that key to reconstruct the text and read the message. With Ricky's notes, the FBI could only get to step 2.
Oh.
It's the English language,
Yeah.
and they think it uses letter substitution.
Huh.
In March 2011, the FBI posted the notes on their website enlisting the public's help in deciphering them.
People were like, we got this.
Yeah. There was no reward offered. It's nothing like that. They were just like, here's a challenge to if you want to try it. And just know that
You like word scrambles.
just know that your brain power might help bring a killer to justice.
Right.
So they also asked that if anyone knew of any other notes that Ricky had written in the past to get in contact, because they're hoping, kind of like what you said, if they have other examples, it could help offer context to the notes and allow for comparisons.
Yeah.
There was a huge response to this. So much so that the FBI was like, please stop calling and emailing.
Yeah.
And they made like a website where you could submit your suggestions and theories.
Oh gosh, they had to create something so big. Okay.
Codebreakers suggested that McCormick's notes included reminders to take medication, the name Seth, and hospital terminology.
Okay.
Dan Olson, chief of the CRR unit. The thing is, CRRU, the U is unit.
Yeah.
So when I say CRRU unit, that's just wrong.
It's not, but you're going to say it
I can't seem to stop. Dan Olson, chief of the CRRU, again, says it looks like the notes are formatted in a way that looks like Ricky had written them to himself rather than someone else.
Okay.
And he points to circles drawn around some segments of code, and he's like, it might have been a to-do list where items are marked as tasks or completed.
Maybe the quotations were like things that the doctor told him to do, or like, okay.
And whether these notes are a clue to a murder or just Ricky's own way of keeping track of things using some type of shorthand that he invented, the FBI still wants to solve them.
Right.
Even if we find out that he was writing a grocery list or a love letter, Olson explained, we would still want to see how the code is solved.
Yeah.
This is a cipher system that we know nothing about.
Right. They're
So
like,
that's what's cool.
It's now driving them crazy.
It may have nothing to do with the crime, but it's still like this man
came up with this
uneducated, apparently mentally disabled man developed some kind of code that is so complicated.
Yeah. Government can't crack it.
The world's experts cannot crack it. That's amazing to me. It really gives you something to think about in terms of like people who we dismiss as mentally disabled. Even his mother used the word retarded, which again, I hate that, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the word she used. That's the only reason why I'm saying it. Their brains work differently.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And it's entirely possible that while he doesn't fit the bell curve of how most of our brains work, it doesn't mean that he wasn't capable of developing some really interesting, complex thing.
Yeah.
The fact that he came up with a shorthand at all, if that's what happened here. There is some people are like, well, maybe he didn't even write this note, but the Dan Olson, he's like, I'm sure.
we did,
I think this was him, and it looks like he wrote it to himself.
Okay.
So.
Wow, that's wild.
I think it's really neat.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll put a note in the show notes. You know how
to go look at his writings?
Yes. Okay. We always have links to all the research, but there's also a link in there, and I'll highlight it as like, here's where the note is.
Okay.
They'll have pictures of them in case any of you just
want to try
take a crack at it. It's still not solved.
Ooh.
And obviously, if you solve it, you have to mention that you heard about this on the Witches, Magic, Murder, and Mystery Podcast.
Right. We need to hear about it.
Absolutely.
Send it to us first. We want to see it, but then go ahead and send it.
Yes. We won't take credit for it.
No. We just want to know.
We like to know things first.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah. So we can just feel so happy about it and happy for you for solving it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you all for listening.
Yeah.
We love you
so much.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.